I'm Linda Fox. I'm senior reporter with PhocusWire, and I'm in this PhocusWire studio at Phocuswright Europe in Barcelona. I'm delighted to welcome Shikhar Agarwal. He is CTO and co-founder of Spotnana. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting me and having me here. It's been a pleasure. It's my first Phocuswright, and I'm just loving it.
Oh, I'm really pleased. That's great to hear. We love it when first-timers come and that they really enjoy it. So that's great to know. So Spotnana doing lots of interesting things. You're signing interesting partnerships, Kite just this week, which is great. And yet, you know, there's this feeling emerging in the marketplace that, you know, that you're misunderstood, that you're catering for TMCs, you're working with partners, but maybe you're a competitor as well. So how do you change that perception?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what we are trying to do, actually building the platform and going after so many verticals, it is very hard for us, and we are finding very hard to be explicit in what we are doing, right? Our marketing team is doing. So it's really important that we are very explicit. So for example, recently there was an article where it was thought as a Spotnana bought direct travel, right? And we are full-blown TMC and all. So that was not the case. So our executive chairman, Steve Singh, who is now our CEO, he along with more investors actually bought direct travel as one of the TMCs. And Spotnana remains to be the platform. And we welcome all of the TMCs, OTAs, fintech suppliers to use our travel platform, which we call travel as a service.
Yeah. But do you think that, you know, the industry will see you, I don't know, perhaps prioritizing your own direct travel part of the TMC as opposed to what they might want you to do? Is that where you think perhaps the confusion is coming in?
Yeah, there might be that confusion, but I would like to make it very explicit here. That's not the case.
Okay.
Right? We are committed to all our partners. We are committed to our vision and our differentiators, what we want to achieve in the next 5 years, 10 years. And there are definitely synergies in the market, but it's not that we are preferencing one over the other.
Yeah.
Just like you have AWS, which is the platform, it might have synergies with some enterprises and customers, but it is neutral and is building for all and everyone, whether it's a small startup like us when we started like a 2-person company or a huge 100,000 people company, right? Similarly for us, our TaaS platform is totally neutral, built for the industry to advance it.
Interesting analogy with AWS. You mentioned Steve there, and obviously he's clearly very enthusiastic about direct travel and very enthusiastic about his investments in Spotnana, in Centre, in Troop, and kind of bringing all of that together. So the fact that he's now come in as CEO and Sarosh is going to go more to doing product. So how does that benefit Spotnana?
Oh, it benefits tremendously. You know, when me and Sarosh founded this company, we had a certain vision, and we are still true to that vision. But what we realized is that Steve comes with a very heavy operational and execution excellence. And so what we feel that we are trying to solve a massive problem. It's a massive opportunity. We can spend 50 years doing it, but can we expedite it? So instead of 50, can it take 5 years? And that's what I feel that, you know, Steve, with his amazing experience, his focus on execution, I think that we needed that new leadership, and I think that's what Steve will bring.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely he brought in all the money and the investment, but now his experience, we all learn from it, and hopefully grow much, much faster.
Yeah, and that's going to be really interesting to watch, I mean, from our perspective, because you'll have direct travel, who he's brought in some of his, you know, close colleagues from over the years, and he'll be there, Spotnana. Obviously, I think Naveen is Centre, and then Troop. It's going to be super interesting to see all those pieces coming together. Now, we are, as an industry, in the middle of big change in distribution landscape. That's fact. What's the greatest challenge for Spotnana in all of that?
Yeah, so Spotnana, again, when we started, one of the core values that we want to provide all our users is trust and transparency, right? And the reason people don't trust content is that they see different prices on different websites, so they want to shop around. Right? Now, so that's one of the core value. How do we provide trust and transparency? But it's not easy. Why? Because the content is so much fragmented and distributed, right? So for us, one of the biggest challenges, how do we find the best content out there and we connect to it.
Okay.
And unfortunately, then this means that we have to connect to so many different sources of inventory,
Right.
and then, denormalize it and massage it so that we present it to the users. So that's a challenge. Like saying the core value is one thing, actually doing it, walking, it's different, and that's what we are doing.
Yeah, massive challenge. Okay, so if that's Spotnana's challenge, what is the industry's challenge? Do you think it's attitude? Do you think it's preparedness, readiness to move on with new technology, acceptance? What do you think the industry generally is struggling with?
If you had asked this question to me 4 years back when I was not in the travel industry, I would not have known a lot of these things. But now, since last 4 years, my mind is just going all over the place. So I think the fundamental, I would say, a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
But one thing I see is the breakage of data, right? From the airline, which is the merchant, to the traveler. There's so many vendors involved doing different things. And because everyone owns some part of the data and someone doesn't have full data. So because the data is broken, I feel that the experience, inventory, and all those things break.
Yeah.
Sometimes the airlines is having bad experience, sometimes the traveler is having a bad experience, travel manager, your agent. So if we can make sure that the entire stream of data flows in a very coherent, consistent manner,
Yeah.
a lot of things get solved. And this, I feel, becomes the foundation. Now you want to build AI, you want to move fast. For example, even if flight is delayed, you want to have pilots coming from around the world, and you want to make sure pilot scheduling. Again, at the end of the day, it's all a data problem.
Yeah.
You solve the basic foundation, you can build on top of it, you can build uniformity, you can have cost optimizations, all of those things.
So it sounds, in theory, wonderful, and is one of the potential solutions that, say I as a traveller, I have my data and I decide who to give it to and when, so that it isn't with the hotel, with the airline, with the booking system, with whoever else. Is that one of the potential answers, and how easy or not would that be?
Absolutely. So I think there are two forms of data. One is your PII, which is your passport
Personal
number
information,
and date of birth and all. And one is just the booking data, for example, which can flow across the industry and all the different players can benefit it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely true. We have to take care of privacy and compliance, and we are big there because at the end of the day, it's data is gold, right? That's what people say.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you now ensure? And of course, it's not an easy problem, right? As you said, it's easier said than done. But once you have consistent data and proper controls, who can access what, I think the efficiency in this entire industry can become like 1000x. It's not even 10x.
Is the industry in the right frame of mind to collaborate so that that data flows across?
I think, one of the challenges that I face, like I think the industry face, is we also need to make sure that people lives are at stake. For example, airlines, for them, it's not just the best industry.
No, it's safety
technically,
first.
it's safety first, or risk first, right? So we also need some systems. That's why I feel a lot of the people in the industry just work on systems, which they feel just work.
Yeah.
Because, the reliance
It's
on risk
too
and
disruptive.
safety.
Yeah,
exactly, right?
absolutely.
So, but I feel that as the world, especially moving towards AI and rapid innovation, and people want different experiences, and self-service is increasing, technology adoption is increasing, everyone is mobile first nowadays. I think there is massive improvement areas that the industry as a whole needs to adopt at a pretty massive scale, as well as pace and velocity. So I feel industry is pretty slow, but I think players who are fast and who can balance the experience and productivity and technology adoption with other business aspects will have a huge advantage in the market.
Okay, let's stay on innovation for a minute or two. Do you, as somebody who's living and breathing technology on a daily basis, do you see real innovation in travel right now?
Absolutely. Like, for example, I'll be a little selfish here and see, like, just at Spotnana, right? We came up with this travel as a service platform, which we said is API first, is AI first, is marketplace first. That itself is a huge innovation.
Okay.
Right? But if I just see all across, AI is making huge boom, like whether it's startups or big company adopting it. people are becoming data first. Now they want to they want to connect your flight with your hotels, with your rental car, with the experiences, tours and activities. There was a panel just on tours and activities. So I feel there's a lot of innovation happening. Someone's working in blockchain. Sustainability is bringing a whole different angle of frameworks and how people are thinking, right? So at the end of the day, I feel that yes, the industry is ripe for innovation, and a lot of players are working towards it.
Okay, so lots of people right now are saying that we're babies when it comes to AI. Like nobody really knows where we're going to go. So if we're babies right now, when might we become teenagers?
Yeah, I think AI is advancing at such a massive rate that every time I feel confident that I know I've grasped it, the next day it changes.
Exactly.
Right. So I think. When would we become teenagers? Probably in a few years. But I think we should just leverage the fact, and a lot of people think AI is anti-humans and all. I don't feel it. I think we should leverage it. And if we are forward-facing, we'll definitely get a sense of maturity there.
It'll boost our efficiency rather than take away our jobs.
Exactly. And we need to go deeper into it, not just from marketing perspective that, hey, we are AI first. I think it can really solve a lot of challenges and problems. Like, for example, at Spotnana, we use it for customer agents, for email parsing. We used it for rankings and recommendations, for matching hotel images to rooms, because images come at hotel level, not at room level. Parsing the fare rules of flights to figure out what are the blackout dates in case you get unused credits, right? So there is some massive room for improvement there.
Yeah. And would you say even from, say, last year to this year, the AI in business travel is already making an impact?
It's already making an impact. We think from last year to this year, the automation, for example, just on the email parsing, responding, or the agent chatbot, we are seeing a tenfold increase in the accuracy.
Okay, that's really interesting. How do you, as a CTO, we talked about the work you'll be doing with Direct Travel as the platform. You're still open, agnostic as it comes to other TMCs. Then you've got your partner integration. So how do you stay focused? How do you prioritize?
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenges because at one hand, you get massively excited about the opportunities and where the trends are, like the shiny objects.
Yeah.
And at the second hand, you have to just you have to ground yourself to the realities. So I think for me, I feel that I bucket things in literally 3-4 buckets. One is just what the customers and demanding, just to unblock them and launch them. Second is all our differentiators and vision, whether it's AI, whether it's the next set of our task 2.0, like a traveler service, what's next. And third is just engineering, like internal Spotnana engineering efficiency, productivity, and tech debt, right? And every quarter we take things from all these 3 buckets. So for example, what TMCs need, or what suppliers need, or what enterprises need. That's the first bucket. So every quarter we tend to balance them. Some quarter is heavy in one bucket, some quarter is heavy in another bucket. So that's what we do. And at the end of the day, it's just the KPIs and metrics. Just make sure you're on top of those metrics. The mean time to deploy and time to resolve and cycle time, like some of the CTO metrics that I'm tracking, you have to be on top of it, because that ensures the health of the system is maintained.
Yeah, so that you can keep every quarter dipping into each bucket and solving things as you go along. Okay, just as we finish here, if you were to land a big contract, a big company, could you service it? Could you scale up sufficiently in a short space of time to be able to do that?
Yeah, so there are two parts to this, right? One is the servicing, like the customer agents. The other is just the platform, right? From platform perspective, we are not only designed for B2B, the platform is designed to B2C scale, right? And when I said it's all microservices, cloud native, SaaS native, fully horizontally scalable. So we can ingest huge amount of data, search volume and everything. So even if we get 10 enterprises on that scale,
you can do it because the nature of the technology is open and flexible and scalable.
Exactly.
Okay. So your vision, in a year's time, when we talk, you will have, what would you want to have achieved?
So, that's where I want to balance my shiny object strategy with ground level.
Right.
In 1 year, all the enterprises that we search saying, watch the space, I just want to make them live.
Yeah.
And next year I should be able to talk about them publicly. That's my goal.
Perfect.
That, hey, come here and I'll say, hey, these are the shiny,
These
these
are
are
the
the
ones.
enterprises, these
Yeah.
are the big partners that we did.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about more shiny objects, but being more conservative and
course.
paranoid, just launch them
Yeah.
for 1 year.
Shikhar, thanks for joining us. Really
For
great
sure.
chat.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me here.